Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Thursday, February 13th, 2025. Now, the wait goes on for when the Southern District U.S. Attorney interim will move to dismiss the case against Eric Adams. It hasn't happened yet. And, you know, in looking at it, even Emile Beauvais' memo said was conditioned on Adams agreeing that it would be without prejudice. Maybe that's the sticking tile. We didn't get an answer to that. Alex Spiro did a vituperative. I don't know. He did a press thing yesterday. We live tweeted it, and what I'll just say is that there was a lot of questions about releasing the discovery information. He was like, I encourage you to FOIA it, knowing that that's not really how it works. In other news, actually, it's not other news. The Eric Adams case, there was a sealed document placed in the vault yesterday. That's what it said on Pacer. Yours truly, Inner City Press. We emailed in. We try to be very gentle. We can docket these our requests, but we emailed to the court and CC'd Mr. Alex Spiro and the prosecutor, asking that they justify why this document is sealed at a minimum under Lugosh, controlling Second Circuit precedent. So far, no answer. I have to say, many judges actually just either unseal. They certainly docket and require responses. I'm not really sure what's happening in terms of Judge Ho in this docket. So there's that. I literally don't know. I'm not. That's a very gentle critique on transparency. Now, in the Sean Combs matter, Judge Subramanian did issue a detailed order yesterday dismissing Combs's various motions about the MDC search and seizure of his legal notepad, i.e., a pad you could buy in CVS that says legal pad at the top of it. He said this is not this information. He said it can be brought up at trial, and he might revisit it. So there's that. Meanwhile, Combs sued for $100 million. NBC and Peacock for a documentary they kind of rushed out. I'm in favor of that. I think more coverage is better, and I don't like defamation cases like that, by the way. So that said, let's keep moving. Oh, we're going to continue on the sleaze docket. Russell Simmons, faced with his own Doe case, has managed to have it dropped because he's in Indonesia. He was described as a stateless citizen. I guess because he doesn't have a state of residence in New York State. So lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Russell Simmons, floating free, living in a hotel that he owns in Indonesia, on the lam. More sleaze docket. Megan Thee Stallion, Thee. In that case, Rock Nation. Oh, it's not Alex Spiro, actually, because Quinn Emanuel is representing Megan Thee, so Rock Nation is represented by another firm. They've moved to dismiss the case of the cameraman who was forced to observe the unpalatable, the unacceptable in a Sprinter van in Ibiza, Spain. You can read all about it on Inner City Press. On a more serious docket, the executive order, access to the Treasury Department by DOGE. The hearing is tomorrow, 2 p.m. We will live tweet it. But even in the interim, even in the run-up, there have been, first of all, I don't know I guess you say DOJ. DOJ had to acknowledge that there was a slight misstatement in their filing. Judge Vargas docketed a potential conflict of interest with, I think, Rhode Island's counsel, all the states. It's 19 states. Speaking of states, why don't the states' attorneys general sue the Capital One Discover merger on antitrust and other grounds? We, in fact, found another Capital One case yesterday right here in SDNY, predatory lending and foreclosure in East Harlem. Find it on Inner City Press. Finally, as we approach the courthouse, we still do cover the United Nations. In fact, yet another scoop. We have a series on UNESCO. We have very good sourcing inside UNESCO about Azoulay, but Azoulay's time is ending, as will Guterres's. And there's some candidates. So we have a review from inside the UNESCO palace. Meanwhile, UNESCO is one of the things that's getting reviewed by the U.S., but there's a lot. UNHQ needs to be reviewed ASAP because they banned the press that asks anything about Antonio Guterres' finances, and it's an outrage. Okay, here now, the courthouse, Inner City Press. We're going in. To be continued.